Listen, when it comes to building a house, don't ever, never do it without what I'm about to show you. These are the key points that you'll want to do when you're building a house. I'm going to run through them real quick. Grab a pen and a piece of paper and write this down. Wayne Turner said do this when I'm building my next house. So let's start with number one. I'm in the kitchen, right? Open floor plans are nice. They're not for everybody. It's not a have to. But what is a have to is under cabinet lighting. Under cabinet lighting. This stuff is so simple and so inexpensive for the electrician to wire that before you start to build the house. Trying to do this after the fact and run wires through that, you don't want to deal with that. All right, the next thing in the kitchen is an under-mounted sink. See that right there? Stainless sink, it's under-mounted. That's just super cool. And you're probably thinking, where are you going to put the switch? Well, this builder, Van Construction, does an awesome job. Did a little button right there, and that's your garbage disposal. But not only do an under-mounted sink, do a solid basin sink. When you're cooking pots, cooking anything, crock pot cleaning, whatever, you'll thank me later, promise. All right, while I'm in the kitchen, we got to talk about what I always say, the pantry. Put a pantry in the house. Never build a house without a pantry, for the love of God. And listen, if you're going to build a pantry and if you're going to build a house with a pantry, if you can, make it a walk-in pantry. And it doesn't matter if it's this big or this big. Put a light in the pantry. Do everybody a favor. Put a light in the pantry. Now, when you're building that house and you're looking at floor plans, you need to question whether or not you're going to use a formal dining room. You'll want to make sure that you don't waste that space. This home does not have a formal dining room. I tell everybody, don't do formal dining rooms unless you're absolutely going to use that thing 10 or 12 times a year. It's a waste of space. Just do a big open eat-in kitchen. Now, here's something that's really cool. If you have gas service available for the house that you're building, you'll want to make sure that you put a gas line into the fireplace. So here's the deal. If you put a gas line in here, you also want to make sure that you have a vented fireplace. There's a difference between vented and ventless. When it's vented, all the heat doesn't necessarily go out, but when you do a ventless fireplace, it's not vented out and you can't do regular wood burning logs. It just has to be gas logs. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but you'll want to make sure that even if you do gas logs, even if you don't do gas logs, you'll want to make sure you have a gas line ran where you can simply turn on the gas and light your wood like that. Now, this right here is one of my most important things that I love when it comes to building a house, and that is windows. Do lots of windows. You can always cover them up, but most importantly, do nice windows. This is something you don't want to be cheap on. Don't chance on the windows. They'll be fogged. They let the cool air out. They let the hot air out. They let the cold air in. Just don't do cheap windows. Never ever do cheap windows. Lights. When you do lights, do recessed lights. And don't do those ugly eyeball looking things. Make sure you've got good LED recessed lights that set up in the wall a little bit. There's just something nice and sexy about that type of light. It just looks like a win. And look, when it comes to trim and baseboards, one of the popular things right now to do the trim is just this straight line trim. And it's really cool. It's not fancy. It's not ornate. It's just kind of basic. And people tend to really like it. Now, I want to show you the main bedroom. This is the main suite. But before we get there, this right here is a digital thermostat. Now, this is something that can easily be changed out after the fact. This builder does a phenomenal job. They do digital thermostats. They can now be connected with Bluetooth. They connect to your Wi-Fi. You can control them from anywhere. Not only are they programmable, but you can actually control these things. Now, if you own a home right now, you can actually go buy one of these at Home Depot or Lowe's, Amazon, wherever you want to go buy one. They run about $130 to $180, depending on what kind you get. Now, the main bedroom, what you'll want to do in here is you'll always want to do a ceiling feature. Never do just a flat ceiling in the main bedroom when you're building a house. Something so simple. This is called a single tray. Can you see that? A single tray is just literally a 12-inch step up. So you have a 10-foot ceiling and then it steps up a foot. And then they circle it with crown. So you have the crown molding all the way around and nice size crown. And then they do 4 what they call recessed can lights with a ceiling fan light. Here's what you'll also want to do. Don't forget this. When it comes to the electrical stuff in a house, you want to walk through with the Sharpie. It doesn't matter. Before the electrician gets finished and before he gets started, walk through the house that you're about to build or you're about to buy. Even if you're working with a builder, And at the very minimum, walk through with a Sharpie and you'll say, you know what, I'm gonna put my Christmas tree here because I want a receptacle here. Or I'm gonna have Christmas lights here, I want 2 receptacles outside. I'm gonna put a TV in this room. Every room in your house, have them do this. You don't wanna be paying for that stuff to be wired and hooked up after the fact. Now I'm gonna show you the main bathroom. The bathroom, never build a house or remodel a home without doing double vanities. You'll always want to do double vanities. And if you purchase a house or you're looking to purchase a house or the house that you're thinking about buying or the house that you own only has a single vanity, however, you have enough room to put 2 vanities in, you can absolutely do that. You don't have to have, just because there's 1 vanity doesn't mean that you can't install another vanity. So if you're doing any kind of remodeling, updating, or anything like that, always put a double vanity. Not only is it good for the marriage, it's great for resale. Now look, I know people are like, Wayne, I never take baths. Who takes baths anymore? Let me show you. For resale, and you always have to be thinking about resale. People say, oh, Wayne, I'm never gonna move. I can't believe, trust me, I've heard that 1,000 times in my 28-year career of brokering and selling real estate. You'll wanna make sure you always put in a tub, but at the very least do a garden tub. And not only just do a garden tub, but make sure you do a nice window. It doesn't have to be frosted glass. You're better off to not do frosted glass for resale as well as yourself. And here's the reason why. You can put blinds up there. You can do the remote control blinds. Those are money, those are sexy. And then also you can have a window tinting company come in and actually put a frost or a tint over that so you can see out, but people can't see in. Ladies, you're gonna love this. Put a step in the shower. Yeah, if you're a contractor, listen to me. Put a step in the shower. Van Construction does a phenomenal job, great floor plan. Women shave their legs and need something to put their foot on. Always put a step, always put a seat in your shower. Now, as I mentioned, this is not a huge house. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. It's just under 2,400 square feet, but this bathroom is just, I mean, it's money. Not only is it big, tub, seamless, all that, double vanities, but check this out. Not 1, but 2 closets. Like, son, this is money right here. Closet, big closet. That room right there, see that wall actually backed up to the utility room. So what this builder did, and this is, y'all, this was a spec home, meaning that this builder bid this home with the speculation that someone's gonna come and buy it. And they did, sold it in a week. Put it on the market, it was sold in a week. I can't take all the credit because the contractor does a really good job. Little things like this. So when you're in your main bathroom and the walk-in closet, check this out. I just walked in the utility room. And Lord forbid, do a big utility room. You always hear me say that. Do a big utility room. Do not do a small utility room. I think more women need to be architects. Don't do a small utility room. So we were just in there, then we walked in here, but guess what? There's the kitchen. So off the kitchen, off the little mud room, I'll show you that here in just a second. Man, don't get any better than that. But you want to do lots of closets, right? Closet here, linen closet, double closets, walk-in pantry, walk-in utility room. You know, I told you this house was a 2-bath. It's actually 2.5. I'll show you the half bath here in a second. I mean, even that closet is a walk-in. And then you've got 3 bedrooms on this side. So when you're going to build a house, build a split bedroom floor plan. So you have 3 bedrooms on this side of the house, 1 bedroom on that side of the house. And it makes it really easy because that front room would make a great office and you can still have a kid or 2, guest room. You get what I'm saying. And listen, I know you're probably walking through this house going, my gosh, Wayne, what does that house run? Because people that are watching this videos, you're all around the country. You're from the United States and Canada and everywhere in between. This house right here, it's in Metro New Orleans, Louisiana is where I'm located. But this house sits about 45 minutes outside in Covington, Louisiana. But anyway, this is a $500,000 home. This is $495,000 for this house. And it literally was sold in a week. And you can understand why, because it's got all the features that you would put in your house if you were custom building this home. Now, I forgot to mention, those that know me, don't do 8-foot ceilings. Nowhere in your house do an 8-foot ceiling. I don't care if your house is 1,200 square feet that you're building. Do not do an 8-foot ceiling. But this is a really cool feature right here. This is the pass-through. So the garage is right in front of me. That's into the kitchen. I told you there was a half bath. There is a half bath in this house. And look, even though this is a half bath, there's crown mold. Crown molding in the half bath. That's money right there. Plus a window. When in doubt, put a window in. Don't. Are you hearing me? Do not put just one window in a bedroom when you could put two, or a double window. Don't take and put one window to the side and think, well, it's a small room and that gives them more. Look, at the end of the day, do 2 windows in a bedroom if you can, or at the very minimum, double windows. But don't just do like a one small window in a room. It's always best not to do that. It's not Armageddon, it's not the end of the world if you put it in the center of the room, but when you take and put one window and you jog it to the side, the room feels like it's missing something. Now, let me show you the garage, and it's the little things. Solid core fireproof door. It's required by codes now. And then also what's required by codes are spring-loaded hinges. You can actually buy these from Lowe's, Home Depot, that sort of thing, Amazon. These are spring-loaded hinges. And the reason being is, Lord forbid there were to be a fire in there, you ran through this door, these can adjust and the tension adjusts and that door will actually close automatically. So out here, and they've got the fan going, out here, which is really nice, the garage is completely finished. Whenever you build a house, finish out the garage. Don't not finish out the garage. And for the love of Pete, put lots of receptacles, because as I always mention, it's so much easier to do it when you're building the house. You have those electrical receptacles. And if you can, if all possible, alter, adjust, or fix a floor plan where you have a little workbench area here. There's not a man in the world that doesn't like that. I don't care if he piddles with model cars or upholstery or anything. That little work area, workbench, it's money. So look, thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. Share this with anybody that's looking to buy a house, build a house. And if you need someone to get with you, to work with you, to buy a house or build a house anywhere you are in the country, look us up. Give us a call, 985-626-1313. My name, once again, is Wayne Turner, 985-626-1313.